In the Lesson 4.1 example, how many boxes of cereal to collect them all, we're going to look at simulations with technology. In this problem, we have a cereal company that wants to boost sales, and so they offer a NASCAR promotion. And each box of cereal is going to have a collectible card featuring either Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Casey Kane, Danica Patrick, or Jimmy Johnson. The company claims that each of the 5 cards appear equally likely to appear in any box. And one NASCAR fan decides to keep buying until they get all 5 cards. She's surprised when it takes 23 boxes to get the full set of cards. We want to design and carry out a simulation that will estimate the probability that it would take 23 or more boxes to get all 5 drivers' cards, if the company's claim were true. That is to say, if all 5 cards were equally likely to appear in any box of cereal. And then we're going to find what conclusion the fan should draw. The first part of a simulation is that we're going to state what we're going to do. We want to know what the probability is that 23 or more boxes would be necessary to get 5 NASCAR collectible cards. The plan is that we're going to let any number 1 occurrence be Jeff Gordon, any 2 be Dale Earnhardt Jr., any 3 be Casey Kane, any 4 be Danica Patrick, and any 5 be Jimmy Johnson. What we're going to do next is generate random integers from 1 to 5 to simulate buying cereal boxes with that racer's card. And we're going to keep generating until we get all of the numbers 1 through 5 among the generated numbers. And lastly, we're going to record how many boxes it took in order to get all 5 of those. In the third step, we're going to actually do the plan. So we're going to perform 50 repetitions of the simulation, and then we'll summarize what we find later. In repetition 1, it took 9 boxes. The first 4 were different, but then we got repeats in boxes 5, 6, 7, and 8. It took us until the 9th to finally get the one with card number 4. In repetition 2, it took us 16 boxes. In repetition 3, it took 10 boxes. And so on, and so on, and so on, until we do 50 repetitions. And then we can summarize what we found here. So this 9 boxes shows up here in the dot plot as one of these dots at 9. This one at 16, repetition 2, occurs at one of these 3 dots that shows 16 boxes were necessary. The last thing we have to do in this problem is conclude. We're going to use the dot plot to make our conclusion. We can see that in the 50 repetitions of the simulation, shown as the 50 dots in the dot plot, it never took more than 22 boxes to get the full set of NASCAR driver cards. In our scenario, it took our NASCAR fan 23. The estimated probability that it would take 23 or more boxes, if the company's claim is true, to get all 5 NASCAR cards is approximately 0. The NASCAR fan, because of that rarity, has convincing evidence that the cereal company's claim is not true and that they're not dispersing the cards equally between boxes. If you'd like to try a problem like this in your textbook, you can try exercise 9 in this section.